Happy Friday, everybody. Welcome back to Straight Betting. In a pretty good mood today because we did indeed bounce back. The two plays I gave out on here, Garland under points and rebounds, came through pretty easily. And same with Andrew Nembhard over 4.5 assists. Now, guys, I will say the Andrew Nembhard play ended up being a coin flip because Halliburton played, but that's a risk I'm always willing to take. Like I said, got lucky that he got, his 8 assists. The Pacers scored like 160 points, so I kind of hope that he would have 5 assists in a game like that. So yeah, definitely on the lucky side with Nembhard. Garland didn't shoot great. I think he shot 4 for 15, but I think that on normal efficiency, he still would have came up just a little bit short. I actually have a pretty big card, so guys, I'm not going to lie. My alarm did not go off this morning, so I had 2 plays for stream, made 2 plays on stream, so we actually got 4 props for today, which is awesome. One last thing before I get to the props, guys. If you do enjoy this type of content, just make sure to like and sub to the channel. It just goes a long way with support, and it is very, very appreciated on my end. First play we're rolling with is Dennis the frickin' Menace, buddy. We're taking him over 13.5 points. So without Cade Cunningham, guys, in a close game, he played 35 minutes. Then in a massive blowout where I bet on him, of course, he got into foul trouble. It was a blowout, like I said. He only played 23 minutes, but guys, I think he's mostly going to play 33, 34 minutes, assuming the game stays remotely close. So look, guys, I'm not saying Cade and Dennis are the exact same player, but they are in similar roles, right? They're both very ball dominant right now. They both love to take pull-up jumpers. As you can see, guys, Cleveland has been completely fine with letting Cade beat them this year. Cade is averaging 26.3 field goal attempts against the Cavs this year. And Dennis Schroeder's kind of playing that Cade role. Dennis Schroeder loves to take pull-ups. He loves to shoot off the bounce. I think that they guard him very similarly. I think they really encourage Dennis to shoot here. Looking at overall pull-up frequency allowed over the last 10 games, Cavs are allowing the 7th highest pull-up frequency. And a lot of things, Dennis, he likes to take a lot of pull-up twos as well. Cavs are allowing the 4th highest pull-up frequency there. The biggest thing going into this one, though, guys, is that Dennis is going to shoot the ball a shit ton. His per 36 numbers with Cade off the floor, like I said, I think he's going to be around 34. So bump this stuff down a little bit, but actually don't bump the points down because he's averaging 18.37 points, right? If you look at the sample size, he's shooting 36.13% in the sample. He's shooting 28.26% from deep. So yeah, he's averaging, like I said, probably around like 17.5 per, 34, 33 minutes. But he's shooting so poorly that like on normal shooting variants, this would be way higher. So yeah, guys, buy low on Dennis. It's a great matchup for him to get his volume in. I think that the 13.5 point line is way too low. Next up, staying in the same game, going to keep this one short and sweet, but we're taking Asar Thompson under 10.5 points. Best current price is -110 at Bet365. You can snag a -128 at Builder and FanDuel. I like this down to -130. So Asar, guys, even without Cade, he played 9 minutes. He definitely got into foul trouble a little bit, but they weren't in any rush to getting him on the court. This game was a big blowout, and I think that actually helped his minutes a little bit. But overall, guys, no Cade doesn't really affect his minutes, especially now that they have Dennis Schroeder running the show. They didn't have him earlier in the season. But Asar's minutes have just been so bad recently. He's only averaging 19.8 minutes over the last 10 games. Also, if you look at this right here, guys, play types, Asar, very reliant at scoring in transition, very reliant at scoring on cuts to the basket. Cleveland has been the 10th best transition defense in the league this year. And obviously, guys, cuts to the basket, it's cuts to the basket. So you want to be going up against a weak paint defense for this, and that is not the Cavs whatsoever. Opponent shot frequency from less than 10 feet. Cavs are 4th lowest. We go to overall points in the paint. Cavs are 4th lowest over the last 10 games as well. Go to not player shooting, team shooting. Cavs in the restricted area are allowing the 7th fewest points per game. They've just been a really good paint defense, and obviously it makes sense, right? They have Jared Allen, they have Evan Mobley. Evan Mobley rested last game too. Jared Allen has not missed a game this year, so we should get both Evan Mobley and Jared Allen in for this one. It's going to be very tough for Asar to score here. This is a very fun part about using Props Madness, guys. So as we can see here, opponent points in the paint allowed. I use the 1 to 16 filter, so basically filtering out teams that are bottom half of the league in paint defense. Asar Thompson in the sample against, above average paint defenses. He's only averaging 8.1 points on 21.5 minutes. I have him for about 22 minutes, so that pretty much gets him to 8.3 points per game per 22 minutes against top half of the league paint defenses. And obviously, guys, 10.5 point line. Like I said, this is just another very cool aspect about Props Madness. If you guys are interested in checking out Props Madness, make sure to use code SB25 when you check it out. Like I said, it's the best research tool on the market. There are just so many things you can do to research NBA and even WNBA props with Props Madness, so I highly recommend checking it out. Staying in the same game, guys, I get it. I'm fucking fiending for this Pistons-Cavs game right now and gonna be very disappointed if this shit does not go my way. But we're going with Darius Garland over 28.5 PRA, -115 at Bet365. There's some good prices at Prop Builder, DraftKings as of now. Great hit rate on the year, guys. This is 0 filters, over in 41 out of 68 games. This is also a great matchup, right? So pick and roll handler, Garland is very, very reliant on scoring on that. Jalen Duren, the center for the Pistons, is very slow-footed, and this is why they are so bad at guarding the pick and roll. Like I said, Pistons allowing the 3rd most points per game there. But also for the assist thing too, right? We can go to like a Jared Allen, for example, and look at his scoring types. I mean, they're very bad at defending the pick and roll man too. So this should just be like a massive Garland game because of how they can't defend the pick and roll. But guys, the biggest edge here that I'm looking for is I think that Donovan Mitchell rests here. So the Cavs basically rest one of Donovan Mitchell or Darius Garland every single game on the second night of a back-to-back. Mitchell played 35 minutes against the Spurs last night. Garland only played 30. So I really think it's going to be Mitchell who is resting here. So if we get no Donovan Mitchell here, guys, Darius Garland is literally averaging 27, 9, and 4 per 36 without Donovan Mitchell. And I think that would make the game stay close. That would make Garland play a little bit more minutes as well. And yeah, this would be his hit rate without Donovan Mitchell. So yeah, guys, I really like Garland here. I think it's just such a great matchup. And I think there's a lot of sneaky upside if Donovan Mitchell were to sit. And Darius Garland might also, maybe he sits, but then whatever, it just avoid, right? Anthony Edwards over 9.5 rebounds and assists. So guys, as you can see, I'm basically making the whole Timberwolves team healthy here. So I want it with games with like Rudy, obviously with Randall, with Dante, with everyone who's missed time. This is just what the Wolves at full strength. As you guys can see here, Anthony Edwards, he's over this line in 23 out of 36 games. Head-to-head against the Suns, this is using a head-to-head filter. He's had 10, 12, and 12 rebounds and assists. The Suns blitz the hell out of Ant, and as you can see, they've actually been doing that to like a lot of people recently. So I'm hovering over the Suns right here. They're allowing the 4th lowest pull-up frequency, and like I said, I think Ant's really going to get blitzed here, so or just get true to the ball. It's going to turn him into like a passer, kind of like it has already earlier this year. But also, guys, the Suns are allowing the highest catch and shoot frequency over the last 10 games as well. So obviously, guys, Ant is not catching and shooting really. He's the one, creating the catch and shoot look. So there's going to be a lot of, assist opportunities for Ant. It's a pretty low line, like I said, with everyone healthy. He's really been covering this line pretty easily, pretty consistently. And I think that this is like a really good matchup. One last thing I want to say, as a Wolves fan, I know that Ant's going to be locked in this spot. So hopefully, against KD, against Booker, it really fires him up for whatever reason. So I think that could maybe even help him on the glass a little bit here. But yeah, overall, just great assist matchup, great hit rate stuff. I'm rolling with Ant here. I think he gets like 12 rebounds and assists in this spot. All right, guys, well, that's going to do it. Like I said, man, a lot is kind of riding on this Pistons and Cavs game. So let's hope it treats us well. And let's hope to have a back-to-back solid day. Thank you guys for watching. If you enjoy this type of content, make sure to like and sub to the channel. It is greatly, greatly appreciated.